Are you struggling to write content that actually connects, or even just get started without staring at a blank screen for hours? This video is for you. Keep watching, because by the end of this video you'll know how to use AI to write faster, sound more like you, and create content that actually grows your business. Now, before we get started, can I ask one small favour? If you like what I do here, can you please hit the subscribe button? That keeps me energized to bring you more content. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Let's begin with tip number 1, which is to start with clear prompts so AI doesn't give you garbage. Now, the truth is AI is only as smart as the instructions and the details that you actually give it. If your prompt is vague, like write me a blog about productivity, it will just spit out the same generic stuff that you've probably seen 100 times before. Now, I recommend using what I call the CPR prompt method, which is context, purpose, and reader. Now, let me give you an example. Write a motivational email for side hustling mothers who are exhausted but want to start a digital product business in the next 30 days. So there's a good example for a prompt that you can use. That's clear and that will work quite well. Now, the more emotion and the detail that you actually add, the more your content sounds just like you but sharper. Now, one of my students, Monica, used to feel like every blog that she wrote with AI sounded like it was written by a middle school teacher. And when she started saying things like, write this as if I'm venting to my best friend on a bad day, so using prompts like that, her content exploded with more relatability, and people actually started replying to her emails. Now, you can use examples of what you actually love and what you actually hate. Now, in your prompt, you could say something like, make it sound like Alex Hormozy meets Brené Brown, and avoid sounding like a techie robot or a formal press release. So you can use a prompt like that. And you can even drop URLs right in the tone of this blog and then just link to a Medium or a Substack post or whatever link you have. So you can use a prompt like that. Tools like AIPRM or FlowGPT help you to find prompt templates from real creators, so you don't have to start from scratch every time. Now, you don't want to assume the AI actually understands your brand voice. You need to actually train it. So you can use a tool like ChatGPT custom instructions and then just paste 2 or 3 pieces of your best content into it. Now, one of my students, Raj, uploaded past email campaigns and told ChatGPT, mirror this voice and make it sound more bold and emotionally intelligent. So there's the prompt that he used. The difference in tone was immediate, and it helped him launch a coaching offer that got him 7 replies from his tiny 100-person list. Now, I recommend creating a prompt library. This is going to be really useful. So just a simple Notion document or even a Google Sheet with your best performing prompts. And you want to sort them by types. This can be blog post prompts, reels, cold DMs, nurture emails, and even anything else. Now, this turns AI into your custom content assistant and keeps you consistent without any burnout. Now, I personally use this type of thing every week, and so do most of my clients, and it's a total game changer. Now, here's a powerful one-liner prompt that you can steal. Write a social post that inspires burnt out solopreneurs and business owners to take one small action today using humor, honesty, and a punchy CTA. So there's the prompt you can use. Now, this exact prompt helped my client Tanya get 3 new coaching inquiries from a single LinkedIn post, and she'd never had that happen before, and it was just from being more real. Now, you can use AI as your translator and not just your ghostwriter. The content needs to sound like you with a megaphone and not some AI trying to mimic Gary Vee. Now, that's the biggest myth that holds people back. You're not actually replacing your voice, you're actually just amplifying and enhancing it. So remember this, messy human content beats polished robot content every time. Now, I have put together some free training resources to help you build an online income stream with AI. Go and click the link below in the description to find out more. Now, back to the video. Let's now move on to tip number 2, which is to use AI to brainstorm like a pro instead of starting from scratch. Now, most creators aren't really stuck on writing. They're stuck on deciding what to actually write. That decision fatigue is what kills momentum. I recommend starting every week with a 15-minute AI brainstorming session. So you can use the following prompt. Give me 20 content ideas for overwhelmed solopreneurs and business owners trying to escape the 9 to 5 in the style of emotional storytelling. So there's the prompt that you can use. Now this exact prompt helped my student Emily batch 6 weeks of content in just a single day, and she finally stopped dreading the Mondays. Now you don't want to just ask for topics, you want to ask for hooks and some really good emotional angles as well. So you can just say to ChatGPT, give me 10 headline ideas that create curiosity and speak to the fear of missing out. So there's another prompt you can use. Now you can also plug these into tools like Headline Studio or AnswerThePublic.com to actually gauge how strong or unique they are. Now my student Lewis used this strategy to actually rework his YouTube video titles, and he saw a 42% jump in his views within just 3 weeks. Now, if you're tired of saying the same thing, then just ask AI to actually remix your best content. So you can just say, take this blog post and give me 5 fresh angles based on mindset, productivity, storytelling and humour. So there's another prompt you can use. Now this helped Carla, one of my coaching clients, turn a single post about imposter syndrome into a carousel, a reel and an email, and even a live story, and it actually tripled her content reach without creating anything new from scratch. So you want to challenge the algorithm by asking for bold, unpopular opinions. So you can use the following prompt: give me 5 polarizing tasks on productivity that go against conventional wisdom. So there's another prompt you can use. And when you do this, you'll get content that sparks more conversations and not just agreement. And that's what grows engagement more. Now here's another quick tip. You want to cross-check these ideas into exploding topics to see what's trending now and then jump on it early. So you can ask for ideas based on emotion first and then content second. So let me give you an example. Give me 7 content ideas that make my audience feel seen, validated and hopeful, even if they haven't made $1 yet. So there's another prompt that you can use. Now this is exactly what helped my student Janelle reconnect with her audience after several months of ghosting them. Her engagement went up, but more importantly, she got her confidence back. Now you can use AI to create a swipeable series. So you can just ask ChatGPT, create a 5-part carousel series on building an online business while working full time with cliffhangers at the end of each one. So there's a prompt you can use. Now with this approach, it builds anticipation and more trust. You can also use apps like Notion AI to actually organize these ideas into content calendars without any friction. This mindset shift here is this: you don't need more ideas, you just need more aligned ideas. So that kind can come from your real stories and your ideal client's real problems. So you can use AI to shine a light on the gaps and not just fill in the blanks. Let's now move on to tip number 3, which is to let AI edit and rewrite for you. This will save you hours. Now let's be honest, most of us don't have an editor on call, but AI can actually give you that second pair of eyes that you've been missing. So you can copy your draft into ChatGPT and say the following: edit this to be more human, conversational and emotionally connected without losing my voice. So there's the prompt you can use. Now one of my students, Derek, used this exact method for a launch email. That finally felt right, and he got 7 consultation calls booked as a result. And all of this came from his tiny email list. Now you can use the Hemingway technique with AI. So what you do is you just paste your content in and say, simplify this to a 7th grade reading level but keep the emotional punch. So there's the prompt you can use. And after you do this, you'd be very surprised just how often this one thing actually improves your writing. So you can use Hemingway Editor to double check readability, especially for landing pages and sales emails. So you can turn long stories into punchy reels. You can take a blog post, paste it into ChatGPT and say, extract 3 viral hook ideas and script this into a 60-second Instagram reel with a call to action. So there's another prompt you can use. Now this helped my client Natalie get her first 12,000 view reel, even though she felt really awkward doing it on the camera. Now AI gave her the confidence to actually focus on the delivery and not the actual structure. So you can ask AI to identify gaps and any friction in your content. And you can use the following prompt: what's missing from this that would make it more emotionally persuasive? So there's the prompt you can use. Now one of my students, Isaac, used this to rewrite his about page and finally felt like it actually sounded more like him and converted way better. So you can use AI to actually A and B test languages in real time. So you can just say, give me 3 alternative headlines for this blog that create more urgency and curiosity. So there's the prompt you can use, and then you can just drop those into a free split testing tool like Headline Analyzer to choose the strongest one. Now, if you're overwhelmed by the rewrites, then give AI the stages. First, you want to say tighten this, then you want to say make it more warmer, and then you want to say now add one strong metaphor. So there's 3 simple prompts you can use one after another. Now, by using this layering method, this works really well and makes your writing feel more alive instead of stiff. Now, the real transformation here isn't faster writing, it's finally liking your writing again. So you'll stop overthinking and you'll stop deleting everything you do and start publishing consistently. And that's what builds your voice, your confidence, and eventually your business. Let's now move on to tip number 4, which is to build repeatable workflows with AI so you stop burning out. Now, most burnout isn't actually about time, it's about decision fatigue. Every time you ask yourself, what should I write today? You're draining some creative energy. Now, I recommend creating a weekly content map using AI. So it could go something like this. Monday equals idea generation, Tuesday equals outline, Wednesday equals the draft, Thursday equals the edit, and Friday equals the repurpose. Now, my student Sophia used this strategy and actually cut her content creation time from 12 hours a week to just under 4, one increasing her consistency. So you can use Notion or Trello to actually organize repeatable AI workflows. You can create cards like turn long form into carousel or email into a tweet thread. And you want to add your best prompts to each card. This turns content into rinse and repeat routines and not one-off battles. So you can try apps like Trello or Notion AI to systemize this. I suggest pre-writing your most used content types using AI templates. So let me give you some examples. Client win story, pain to solution to call to action. So there's an example you can use. Or you could use viral opinion with empathy. So there is another one. Now, my client Josh used these exact things to schedule a month of content in advance. And his audience actually thought he was writing every single day. And he really wasn't. Now, AI was actually helping him. So you can repurpose everything. You can ask AI, take this YouTube script and turn it into an email with a curiosity subject line and a soft pitch. So there's another prompt you can use. Now, my student Aisha took an old podcast transcript and just fed it into ChatGPT and turned it into 4 tweets, 2 reels and a blog and 3 emails with 0 new content needed. Then this gave her some massive reach. So you can use AI to write the boring stuff, so then you can actually focus on the more bold stuff that moves the needle. And you can actually let it do the outlines, the subject lines, the hooks, the call to action variations as well. That way you can save your mental energy for more things like storytelling, vulnerability and more connection. And that's the kind of stuff that really sells. Now, you can create a content ritual around AI. So you can light a candle, open your AI tools and get into flow mode and just treat it like a creative partner and not a simple tool. Now, this shift alone can make you actually enjoy the process again. The transformation here is identity level. You're no longer the overwhelmed solo business owner trying to keep up with the algorithm. You become the CEO who creates content with clarity, power and peace of mind. AI isn't replacing you, it's freeing you to finally lead and move forward. Let me now give you tip number 5, which is to train AI to sound exactly like you so your content feels more personal. Now, here's the simple truth. Most people complain that AI sounds too stiff or too generic, but that's only because they haven't trained it properly yet. Now, if you want AI to write in your own voice, then you need to feed it your voice. That means giving it a few of your best performing emails, posts, or even your blogs and saying, mimic this tone. Just use that simple prompt. Now, one of my students, Chloe, uploaded 3 of her Instagram captions and gave ChatGPT the following prompt. Analyze my writing style and use it to rewrite this new caption idea. So there's the prompt you can use. And the result from that, it actually sounded so much like her. Her audience didn't even know that she had used AI. Now, to train AI on your brand voice long term, I recommend using ChatGPT's custom instructions feature, which is available in ChatGPT Plus. So you can tell it exactly how you speak, who your audience is and what to avoid, and even what phrases that you really like to use. So let me give you a bonus. Tools like Typeframe and TypeDream AI also let you build AI writing tools that are pre-trained with your voice, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself every session. Now, if you've never written anything before and don't feel like you have a voice, start with a voice journal. You can literally talk into your phone using an app like Otter.ai or Descript. Then you can transcribe it and feed that into AI. Now, one of my students, David, used this exact strategy after admitting that he hated writing, but he actually loved talking. So he recorded voice memos on his morning walks, ran them through Descript, and then asked AI to turn them into newsletter drafts. And then just 2 months later, he was consistently publishing weekly emails and actually enjoying the process. Now, if you want to really refine the voice, then use a voice guide prompt like the following. Here's how I speak: casual, bold, slightly witty, emotionally honest. I use short, punchy sentences and avoid fluff. And I write like I talk. So there's the prompt you can use. Now rewrite this content using that style. So there's the prompt that you can actually use. And you can save that in your prompt library or build it into tools like Notion AI, so it's baked into your workflow. This helps the AI remember who you actually are, even when you actually forget. Now you can use AI to remove voice inconsistencies across platforms. For example, you can say, take this blog post and rewrite it as a tweet or an X thread and still sound like me but optimized for X. So there's another prompt you can use. Now this helped Layla, one of my students, stay cohesive across her brand, from YouTube to her email list to her LinkedIn posts. Her followers started commenting things like, "You're everywhere lately," even though she was actually posting less and just repurposing much better. Now AI isn't just for writing new content, it's incredible for elevating and punching up your old drafts. Now if something you wrote last year felt a bit low, you can just ask the AI, rewrite this with more personality and urgency in my exact voice. So there's another prompt you can use. Now tools like Pseudo-Write and Jasper AI are amazing for this type of thing, because they actually let you tweak the tone with sliders and rewrite suggestions, almost like having a writing coach sitting right next to you. Now here's the transformation that no one is talking about. When your content sounds just like you finally feel confident actually publishing it. No more second guessing if it's good enough. Now one of my clients, Marissa, said that once she trained AI to sound like her, she finally posted consistently for the first time in a year, and she actually booked 2 high-ticket clients in her first week back online. Not because she had some magic funnel, but because her messages felt more real and humanized again. Let's now move on to tip number 6, which is to use AI to write copy that sells without feeling salesy. Now one of the biggest myths out there is that good sales copy has to sound aggressive or pushy. It really doesn't. In fact, if you're running an online business and you're a coach, a course seller or a creator, what actually sells more is trust, clarity and some emotion. I recommend using AI to turn your best stories into soft sell content. For example, one of my students, Rachel, shared a vulnerable story about failing her first launch. She asked ChatGPT the following prompt: turn this into a post that teaches a lesson and leads into my free masterclass without sounding like a sales pitch. So that's the prompt she used. And as a result, that post got her 46 signups, more than any paid ads that she'd ever run, with no discounts and no scarcity, just honesty and alignment. Now to create content that converts, you need to guide AI to write for buying psychology. So you can use prompts like write a landing page that addresses objections, uses client results and ends with a low pressure call to action. So there's a prompt you can use. And you can even take it further with tools like Copy.ai or Jasper.ai, which have sales copy templates that you can actually layer with your own tone. Now one of my students, Jared, used Jasper's ADA framework to actually rewrite his lead magnet opt-in page. We then asked ChatGPT to punch up the emotional appeal. And as a result, his conversion rate jumped from 14% to 31% just from tweaking the copy. Now, I recommend building an objection handling swipe file using AI. So you can just ask ChatGPT, what are the top 5 objections to buying a $497 online course for busy professionals? So there's the question you can ask. Write one short driven Instagram caption that addresses each objection in a conversational tone. So you can combine those 2 questions for the prompt. Now this gives you a bank of sales content that actually answers the real doubts that people have. Now one of my clients, Shannon, used this strategy and scheduled out 2 weeks of pre-launch content that directly tackled things like time, money and self-doubt, and without once saying limited time offer in the actual copy. And her DMs were full of thank you messages before she even opened her cart. Now here's the shift. Great content doesn't sell. It connects, reassures and motivates. That's what AI helps you to do when you train it properly. So you can start by giving it your customer's voice. So you can use some real screenshots from testimonials, DMs or survey responses. And you can feed those into the AI and say, turn this into a high trust story that leads into my coaching offer using emotional resonance. So there's a simple prompt you can use. Now tools like Tactic.io even let you pull real customer language from Zoom calls, which is great for writing offers that speak their words and not yours. And that's it for this one, 6 practical tips that you can start using right away. Now, if you're serious about building your online business and creating a sustainable online income, take the next step now. Click the link below in the description or in the comments and go through to my website, where you can find some free training resources to help you get started right away. These free step-by-step resources are designed to guide you through launching a successful online business and generating online income streams. So don't wait, take action today. Click the link below and start your journey right now. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does energize and motivate me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to connect on social, you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. The links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and have a wonderful day.